Ohajami, Ohajami, Ohajami to my fellow Sierra Leoneans. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, on this 16th day of March, 2025, I come again to address the issue of the U.S. travel ban and visa restrictions to 43 countries around the world. And yours truly, your country, Sierra Leone, is on the U.S. travel ban and most restrictive visa to come to the United States. It seems as if every day things are going from bad to worse for Sierra Leone, and we not seem for they in a position for address or change the trajectory of the country, either because we government is nonchalant to how the world views Sierra Leone, or the government don't give up as to the state of running the country, Sierra Leone. The visa ban imposed by Donald Trump, as presented by the New York Times and all the other press and newspapers in the US, is shameful to see Sierra Leone as one of the 43 countries we form this travel ban and visa restriction to the United States. Let me make a disclaimer that I am not a lawyer, nor am I here to interpret legally, but to give an analysis of what the implications are for Sierra Leone and for we to understand exactly what is happening. This presentation is going to be broken down into several segments. So if you really want to hear this presentation, the first section of the presentation will talk about the ban and the travel ban and what are the implications for all countries we make up this travel ban. The second piece will talk about where Sierra Leone falls in this travel ban and visa restrictions. The third section will talk about the case study of Sierra Leone, why and how Sierra Leone make this notorious list and what are the implications for that. The fifth section will talk about these overall implications, and the last section will talk about solutions. How do we get out of this mess? Because we're in a big mess and the writing is on the wall for Sierra Leone to be looked upon in a different light. But the Trump government identified 43 countries across the world where they say the citizens they're not fit for come inside the US at all, or only some citizens could come into the US, and some country the way that they watch way the citizen them, they will make them come, but it's not clear. Then for the rest of the world, they all could come into the US. So let's talk about the categories to understand. The first category, when I read, the Trump government call it tier one. Tier one outright banned these countries from coming into the US. And you see the list of the countries, then with it outright, nobody not to get visa from these countries to come into the US. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these countries because they don't affect Sierra Leone. So tier one is red, that's danger. Tier two is orange, all right? And as you could see, yours truly Sierra Leone, we don't make this notorious list of orange, but I'll talk about the implications of that and what it means. The orange simply means that only affluent, that's the definition, affluent business travelers could be permitted. I don't mean to say them go come because they get money. It's only affluent business travelers could be permitted entry. But no Sierra Leonean citizen where they travel on tourist visa or H1 visa will not be allowed to come into the US. So they can't visit anymore fiti fata, plus you can't do business if you are a Sierra Leonean citizen. And these individuals, according to the New York Times, the one that we say they get couple, then get for go through what they call a rigorous interview process, face to face. First, they go if you passport and you visa, you clear out. But now they want to make sure they see who that they talk to, they interview them for make sure, say they are Sierra Leoneans we get Salon passport before they go even grant them the visa to come to the United States. The last category is the yellow category, where most country of the 43, another 20-something country fall into this category. These are countries where they issue restrictions, but they are monitoring them to make sure there is inadequate security practices for issuing passport and selling citizenship to people from banned countries. This, for the yellow country, that means if you're in the yellow country, that they watch you if you be not sell passport and you get a security system for issuing passport and from selling passports to countries the way they ban. So all the countries within are the red and some within are the orange. Why is this important for Winner Sierra Leone? It means they elevate Sierra Leone from yellow to orange because one of the factors they use is the fact that there is evidence that Sierra Leone not get a secure practice for issuing passports, and they are selling citizenship to people from banned countries. You could only deduce that because for the yellow countries, they say that they evaluate them, and if they have proof that they not get secure passport issuing system, and also that they sell passport to citizens from banned countries, then go move them to the orange. So the fact that Salondo moved to orange, it tells you that we are in a lot of violations. And this is really, really sad for a country. But let me look at where we stand around the world on these violations. We have a distinction, Salomon, anything we do, get for do and pass mark. This is so bad. I mean, this is the worst representation of a country in the history of a country in the United States. So let's look at the ranking of the ban of all the countries that are in the world. Let's start now ECOWAS. ECOWAS. We are number one and the only country in West Africa we get the travel restriction to the ban. Let me repeat it. Of the 16 countries now ECOWAS, Sierra Leone are the only country we get the distinction. And I'll put Liberia, and I'll put Gambia, and I'll put Ghana, Nigeria, all in there. Sierra Leone, we get the distinction, the only country in West Africa. We get the most restrictive visa restriction in the United States. Now left West Africa, now go to Africa. We are one of 5. Sierra Leone is one of 5 countries that the entire Africa with the tier 2. And we get that distinctions with other countries the way we know say team bad for them. Countries like South Sudan, Eritrea, You know, it's really sad for see Sierra Leone in tier 2, and we deal with countries like Libya and other countries them where they in deplorable state with terrorists and all of that stuff. And we are in the top 5 of African countries then where they high mark either for a banned or restricted travel. Let us look at the world as a whole. There are 193 countries in the world. 193. We are voting members of the UN. Sierra Leone, they in the top 21 of countries banned or with travel visa restrictions to the United States. So we are number 1, ECOWAS, top 5 in Africa, and top 21 in the whole world of the citizens that where they restrict significantly to come into the United States. Let me make this clear as we go through this presentation. The post citizens have done nothing wrong. These visa restrictions are as a result of what the government they do to their citizens and the role they play in the world, and they determine why and how we got put on this list. And the reason being, there are several reasons, and I would analyze and talk about some of them. One being human rights. If you look at the State Department Human Rights Report on Sierra Leone, which I will touch on, you would see how bad it is. 2 is the democratic system, authoritarianism, and dictatorship. 3 is passport issue violations with the sell with passports to rogue countries and to people them where they commit crimes. You know, going back to what Kamaremba said recently, he alleged that Lidecker then gave a Salon passport under the name of Umar Sharif. And the Salon government don't validate the fact that Lidecker, or the man with them is seen in a video, is Umar Sharif, not Lidecker. If you put 2 and 2, it could make 4. The American government know this, and they understand that Europe's most wanted man in the world, presumably then a Sierra Leone, and he gets Salon passport. And the no one can person in there for America. They don't want these types of people to sneak in with Salon passport and come America. Now make them say now face to face, we go do facial identification. When you come for interview, we go scan your face. Let me make sure say Interpol and Europol see who that can the interview, and we do facial identification before they go give you visa. Now, on see how things are connecting. And also, we don't get the distinction of West Africa of being the drug cocaine capital of West Africa and Africa. When you put all those factors in there, do you want the US government to give visa to Sierra Leoneans who may fall into one or many of these categories? The answer is no. Then who would suffer the innocent people? Now let us look at the tier 2, the tier 2 presentation, and look at the commonalities between all the countries that were in a tier 2. We get this significant visa restriction where they say, no, you citizens not the can work in America again. Pass they can't do business. We not give visa to nobody, whether you married or you not married, whether you win DV, you not win DV, whether school admit you or school not admit you, whether we not file for you, you don't win or you come. We are restricting this visa to all Sierra Leoneans, only affluent business people where they transact legal business, and like I said, they go watch them face with facial detection and check them to make sure they're not they go sneak in for America with illegal passport. But now look at the countries that we did it. So there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 countries where they tier 2. Some of the countries that were in a tier 2 with salon, some are not one day a year and safe na salon. Some are no part the country they safe na the world. Mr. Self where they I mean, even some of them country are not pay attention. But when they put her with salon, it make her get goosebump. It make her afraid as Sierra Leoneans that waiting salon in Russia. Salon and Russia, then are the same category. Our America, they see Putin and Madabio. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, this is scary. For let the United States put Putin and Madabio in the same category, it is scary. But let us look at all these countries and look at the commonalities between these countries. Okay? So Bhutan, Belarus, Laos, South Sudan, Russia, Eritrea, Myanmar, Haiti, Turkmenistan, and Sierra Leone. Now, all the dance ambas together. We and Putin, Madabio Putin. Now, if you look at the types of government we then get, I don't check all. All of these governments that we in at tier 2, they are all some form of dictator, military, authoritarian government. Except Sierra Leone, we get pseudo-democracy. We say we are a republic, democratic republic. But if then get at you with 9 other dictators and authoritarian and militarized governments say, you government, we don't want you people in our country, it sends a message that should send chills down all the spine of Sierra Leoneans. This is how the US government sees us. If you look at the other column, you would see right there that all of these countries share something in common: human rights violations. Significant human rights violations. We are one step away from red, which means nobody in a salon, no go kaisa America. One step away from red, that nobody in Sierra Leone will get a visa to come to America. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, we don't reach the height of trouble, disgrace, and what we will call big wahala. Where do we go from here? What are the implications? We know Donald Trump, we pity not the liquor. Pass na European country or to with man them. Now he go say, okay, I change my mind, I not change my mind. But we say come to Africa and black people, we are in for it for the next 4 years. There is no way Sierra Leoneans or Sierra Leone will be removed from that list. President Madabio, you've done it and done it for Sierra Leone. Because now you don't in a power for 6 going to 7 years. All of this is under the Sierra Leone SLPP government, and they have to take full ownership of this and full ownership to get us out. So now look at the implications. Let's start with the poor citizens of Sierra Leone. They are not going to get 3-year visa for Kawaka, go back, can bluff, say that they can't do medical, say no more that they can waka, can conference. Once this gets into place, it's over. Done. No more of those visas. Students who may get scholarships to come to study in the US. It's over if it goes through. Family relocation. Some may not marry the wife, they wait for visa. Some may not file for in Pekin for come America. It's over. It's over. And those who have green card, we don't go sit down a salon. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know it. But a green card, where you left the country, is a visa. Your green card, where you left the country, is a visa. If you know what is right for you, and you get green card, and you do salon, pack, you catako, and you bundle, and come America before March the dawn. A word to the wise is quite sufficient. I know say they're not going to allow you for carry sayo. But remember, you're a Sierra Leonean, and Sierra Leone gets strict, restrictive entry into the United States. So you have to pay attention to it. I feel bad for the citizens of Sierra Leone. They're not doing nothing wrong. Whether na the southeast you come out, whether the northwest you come out, you not do nothing wrong. Whether you're a supporter of the APC, supporter of the SPP, you've not done anything wrong. But for so long, some of us been an advocate for peace and tranquility in our country. This Babati and Bing Bing, Mohamed Kone and Madabio, that election of 2023, you see them. I'll go through some of the State Department. They report on Sierra Leone human rights. It's there. I'm not making it up. Just go on the website. You pull it, you would see the atrocities listed, which is so bad that it warrants this plus all the passports they will sell, plus the drugs, the cocaine. We are paying the price for political support. All Sierra Leoneans. Let us look at the implications of we government as we move around the world. When, America put President Putin of Russia and Madabio in the same category. Where would President Bio go and be respected? He go ECOWAS. Salon are the only country in the ECOWAS we get visa restrictions. Severe restriction. We did one level away from banning all Sierra Leoneans. President Biogo AU. Sierra Leone is one of 5 countries at the entire Africa with them ban. Madabiogo EU, then go look at with the eye. Madabiogo UN, they will look at with the eye. Pass go to Russia, he say, Bomir Yunapadio. Or Turkmenistan, where I don't know party they say somewhere. Or some other country like Laos or Bhutan, where we're all in the same boat. It is politically embarrassing for us. It will affect our businesses. We know now for sure that now MCC in non ghost. MCC na ghost. We don't even know certain better. Now 400 million, it's not happening. Last year, the US spent $53 million US aid to Sierra Leone. You know, the Englishman said, you cut your nose to spite your face. See, what they make all this political backbiting in our country, sometimes we don't even think outside the boundaries of our political parties. You know, Kyoki say, cow thinks in a wood the poil. Not a wood the poil. Not a wood the poil. See, for so long we talk, we advocate for peace because Sierra Leone is not about tribes or region, it's a country. Not to Southeastern sanction, not to Northwestern sanction, not to APC then sanction, not to SLPP then sanction. You see, sometimes when we speak of unity and peace, they say, Bonalego we na we dey enjoy. Usana been there, where APC may they do their own, we self get for do we own. Two wrongs never make one right. Now look at where we are under the SLPP, Madabio government. Someone go say, well, clear out, law left America, law go to China. Good luck. Good luck. China no get USA though. Good luck. China, they don't say dig the rear earth, they can go, they not be self, but the welfare of Sierra Leoneans. Our economy is being strangled and devoid of oxygen right now. The world sees Sierra Leone now as a pariah. The world will beginning to understand. Oman, they ask, why did Sierra Leone make the tier 2 list? Now with the understand, they must ask, violations, violations, violations. But to every problem, there has to be a solution. You know, the ones that we have hoped for to help Sierra Leone are the ones who have broken Sierra Leone. Keller. Most of waiting Salon they go through today, a significant percentage rest on the shoulder of Kande Keller. Directly and indirectly, Kande Keller is partly responsible for this visa sanction on Sierra Leone. Mohamed Kone, Electoral Commissioner, responsible for this visa sanction on Sierra Leone. President Mada Bio and the government responsible for this visa sanction. Civil societies of Sierra Leone. When I say not get for travel, if I get picking in America, I know you can't find them. Civil society. Our religious leaders, both Christians and Muslims, when I sit down, when I see, when I know the truth and not spoken. But to every movement, to every problem, there is a solution. And the solution starts with President Madabio. And the first thing he needs to do right now is to broker a peace for shared governance and set up a system for electoral reforms and electoral justice. Because if you move in that direction of promoting electoral justice, making sure that the guardrails for the 2028 elections are in place, the rest of the world would look at you and America would say, this is a move in the right direction. You see, they listen to all when I'm talking a tripartite, all the tapa talk, they record all of it. They know you people were not sincere with the process and the Sierra Leonean people. They have documentation. So we need to start with an internal peace to move forward. And I could say all your ministers that you get for evaluate, all your ministers and ministries. Now you don't appoint them all. The corruption we see in the country today is a result of your appointments. Your ACC, your ministers, and all of these people, your directorates and your permanent secretaries and your judicial system, everything is corrupt in the country. How you want America for respect you? Even for go take birth certificate for identify people, corruption did it. National ID corruption did it, passport corruption did it. Here we are sitting and they allege that your immigration officer who makes pittance bought 3 houses in these United States of America for 1.9 million, allegedly. You think the American government no know? Do you think the American government not get a system for trace every bank account of every remittance from Sierra Leone to know that corruption is the order of the day? We need to change human rights. Let us go by the Constitution for once, President Bill. Freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom, freedom, freedom. It's part of the Sierra Leone motto: unity, freedom, and justice. Until we do these things and people see us, they will not respect us. Advocate for peace, not by word of mouth, but by sincerity. Your internal security forces are going by the mandate of the government. And one of the things you could do right now, President Bill, is to veto that terrorist act passed by Parliament. Don't sign it. Even if you sign it, let them go to the court, let the Supreme Court rescind that law. That law is the key to human rights violations in Sierra Leone. And if we don't change that law, these visa restrictions will go into a permanent travel ban for Sierra Leoneans. And it will pain a whole lot of us. We've been the advocate for peace. You know, they can say, follow no yarishi, he go yari stone. Pikin will not take training na house, na treats, na in the trainer. Yes, we don't sit down Donald Trump and the government. They train we Sierra Leoneans. But above all, I believe in the resilience of Sierra Leoneans. Now that we don't see the writing at the wall like Nebuchadnezzar, we have to do it the right way. It's time for another Bintimani peace talks. It's time for a peace talks. And anything we una know illegally where they happen in our country, where we know or may not know, relating to all of these allegations of drugs and passports and Omar Sharif and other people, una get for wash una hand clean to save Sierra Leone. And when America sneezes, the world catches cold, Europe will put a restriction on visas to Sierra Leone. And that would be significant. But I believe and I trust that at this time, the reality of Sierra Leone and with status in the world It's the responsibility of the president to fix it. So President Madabio, Sierra Leoneans are looking up to you. It's only you who could change the course for electoral justice, for national peace, for shared governance and prosperity, and get rid of that terrorist act. You're not the born good picking. To my fellow Sierra Leoneans, send me the hope for camp in America. Let's just say it's a matter of time. The way will be clear for CAM, like how we all make the opportunity for CAM. I just feel I'm for Orlando who don't file DV, who may be hoping to come to the United States. And Orlando who don't win DV, who are planning to come to the United States. For Orlando with the wife and the husband don't file for them for CAM to the United States. For all them mommy, they will don't file for them beginning for CAM to the United States. If this goes through, they may have to wait for another 4 years for a new administration to change the course of action. But as Sierra Leoneans, we are resilient. And know we will overcome this. And know the government now will be focused. And I know that all those who are choosing to run as flag bearers for Sierra Leone, I hope they understand what they are running into. And we applaud those who are running into it. It's not about APC. It's not about SLPP. And it's not about Northeast, Southeast, Southwest. It's about the image of Sierra Leone globally. May God bless you. God bless all Sierra Leoneans and supporters of Sierra Leone. And God bless our beautiful salon. Thank you.